and welcome to Leadership Table Talk, a show designed to help you develop and improve your leadership skills and talents. I'm your host, Dr. Mary Gillam, a retired Air Force colonel and former member of the Senior Executive Service Corps with the Department of Defense at the Pentagon. In today's episode, we're going to discuss a topic which is very dear to my heart, and that is developing young women of purpose. With everything that's taking place in our society today, trying to influence our young women, we need organizations with positive messages and mentors. What better person to have discussed this topic with me is none other than the founder and director of Young Women of Purpose Ministry, located at the National Church of God in Fort Washington, Maryland. Please help me welcome via Zoom Miss Regina Parks. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Sister Mary. I'm happy to be here.
You are welcome. So Regina, let's just start out by just telling the audience a little bit about your background.
All right, then. Well, actually, I'm married to a wonderful husband. His name is Ed, of 31 years. We have 3 children, adult children, Christina, Jasmine, and Justin. And then I have 2 wonderful grandsons, Elijah and Carter. I am also a federal employee of the federal government for over 35 years, and I currently work as a human resource manager. Also, I am attending college right now to receive my bachelor's degree in Christian leadership and management. Also, I am, as you stated before, the director of our Young Women of Purpose.
That is wonderful, Regina. So let's just talk about, what motivated or inspired you, that is, to even start the Young Women of Purpose Ministry?
All right. I, not too long ago, heard this statement which says, who would you want to be when you were younger? Who would you want to implement when you were younger? And so that was really my motivation, in that I wanted to be able to help young women. I have background in young ministry with working with our young people. And so my desire was to be able to help our young ladies to know who they are, to be comfortable within themselves, to be able to inspire them to want to explore their dreams, and to be able to not limit themselves to what they think other people have said about them. And so that has been really my motivation, is to be that younger person that I wanted someone to be for me. I wanted to be that for our young ladies. And so that was really the reason for starting this ministry.
That is wonderful, Regina. So how long has the ministry been in existence?
Actually, we have started back in 2013. It actually started out with 2 of us, and one of the leaders that was a part of this ministry went on to greater and more in their endeavors. And so I continued on with the ministry at that point. And so it has been flourishing ever since that time.
So what is the mission and the vision and the goals for the organization?
So our purpose with our Young Ladies Ministry is to help our young ladies to grow and develop in their godly ministry, life skills, and their godly skills, and to use those skills as they're growing into adulthood. We want to empower them to know that they can be all that they can be, that there's no limits on them, and that we want to provide them tools to help them develop in their skills.
So when you talk about the young girls, is there like a target age group that you're looking at with the Young Women of Purpose?
Actually, we do start with ages 10 to 17, and we also cater to young adult women ages 18 and up.
That is really good. So Regina, since you said the group has been around for a little while, can you talk about maybe some of these things that you guys have been involved with over the course of the years?
Yes, we have done many activities with our young ladies, and we have done things. What we try to do is see about the things that they would like to be a part of. And so one of the things that we've done over the years, we had an activity which we created jewelry. We had someone to come in and show the young ladies how to design their own jewelry, and they really enjoyed that. We've also done activities in the way of creating creating blankets. They've done blankets. And one other activity that we enjoy is vision board. We want to make sure that they understand how to put their dreams on paper and to know what their purpose is. And so we have enjoyed putting our vision boards together. And so one of the other things that we are very encouraging our young lady is to provide and to give back to the community. We want them to give back to the community. And so one of the things that we have done is we've adopted a senior citizens assisted living. And so throughout the course of the year, we go to the and visit them. We do devotion with them. We play games with them. And that has been really a very inspirational event for our young ladies and as well for the seniors. They enjoy us when we come there. And so we do that throughout the year. And so that's one of the things that we want to do with the ministry is to give back to the community and teach our young ladies that it's better to be a blessing than to receive. So we want to teach them to give back to the community.
That is so awesome, Regina. So let me ask you, from your perspective, what are some challenges that you think are facing our young women today?
Okay. One of the key things that I do see as a challenge to our young ladies is about low self-esteem. Some of them still having to be comfortable in their own skin, not comparing themselves to other people and to other young ladies, but to know who they are and to know that it doesn't matter what other people say or think about them, but knowing who they are is important. So those are some of the things that we see in our young ladies. Also, we recently did a project on handling stress. Some of our young ladies have to know how to handle stress. And sometimes that's with their schoolwork, even with peer pressure and the things that they receive outside of school and things of that nature, understanding how to handle stress. That's another area that we found that was very important. That was some of the things that the young ladies were dealing with. And so we found tools to help them how to deal with stress, how to deal with stress. Yes.
So let me ask, since we were all impacted by COVID-19, have any of the ladies expressed concerns about that in their young lives?
They have. And what things that we noticed was because of just being confined, being at home and not being able to socialize and being with their friends and being able to get out. So that was really a tough time for them dealing with that. And so we continue with our young ladies ministry through Zoom. And so we had to be very creative and finding ways to help them deal with the fact that they can't get out at that moment when it was really heavy and we were all confined. So really just dealing with not being able to socialize was really a key item for them.
I really like the fact that you mentioned Zoom and the fact that you did not just leave the ladies, because everything was shut down, but you just pivoted and decided to do something else. And so can you talk about what it was like for the young ladies when they found out, hey, we're not going to stop what we're doing. We're just going to do it a different way. And so when you actually told them that we're going to start using Zoom, so how did they respond to that? Were they excited that everything was going to continue going on?
I think that was a key thing for our young ladies is the fact that we did not stop the process and that we still were there for them and that we knew that they were important and they mattered. And so that was key to me to continue with the process because the church is closed down and things like that. And so being able to still have an avenue for them to be able to have that connection with the ministry, connection with their mentors, it was a time that we just had to be really creative and coming up with some real ideas that they would enjoy and say, oh, I'm glad we're still doing this. And so they were still excited that we continue with the ministry through Zoom.
Oh, that is wonderful. Now, Regina, you mentioned the word mentoring.
Yes.
Do you think that mentoring, especially for some of our young ladies, and this is just in general, do you think that mentoring piece is maybe missing for some of our ladies in general?
I think it is because it's important to have someone that you can be able to develop a relationship with and feel comfortable with, and not having someone who could have your back to be able to talk to. Sometimes we're not able to talk to our parents about different things, and knowing that you have someone that can help you see yourself in a different light, because as parents, they see you and they're going to be an encouragement to you. But I think having a mentor is very important in a young woman's life. And I think about for myself, I wish I had a mentor at a younger age. And so that's why it's important to me that this particular ministry is still something that benefits our young ladies. And so I'm excited that we have something that help them to develop and grow in their spiritual walk, and then to help them to be well-rounded, because we could talk about other things, not just about the Bible, but other things that help them to be developed as a young woman.
Uh, Regina, if I recall correctly, because I've been involved with your organization and I love it, and you guys, you provide opportunities for the young girls to step up and take on leadership roles and things like that. Can you talk about some of the other things that you provide opportunities for them so that they can grow and develop as young women of purpose?
Yes. So one of the things that we try to encourage our young ladies, we don't want to be the ones to always talk when we have our sessions.
Yes.
So we have encouraged them to take leadership and being a presenter for our sessions. And so one of the sessions I spoke of earlier was about handling stress. So I gave materials to the young ladies and selected 2 young ladies. Actually, they volunteered to be a part of leading a session. And so we talked about handling stress. And so the young ladies, they gave scriptures, and then we did a game called Kahoot. And they did their research. They did the research to put the game together to be able to tell the other young ladies how to handle stress. And it was beautiful. They enjoyed it. We played games with it, and they enjoyed that session, because we want them to be able to be comfortable to speak in front of an audience. And so we told them, we're your audience. We're going to be comfortable in being able to speak and feeling as if we're here just to encourage you, not to critique you, but to encourage you, to let them know that they can speak and be leaders and presenters.
That is awesome. I just love that, because, I wrote the book several years ago, and it was called Gifted to Lead, 4 Steps to Releasing Your Leadership Potential. And in that book, I talked about a lot of the mentors that I had throughout my career and so forth. And I just love that. And so in your personal career, can you talk about maybe some of the mentors that you had that helped you to grow and develop into the person that you are today?
Yes, I can think of at least 2 or 3 persons that played a key role in my development in my career. Going to school and then finishing school, and one particular person just became a mentor for me. We talked about what I wanted to do in my career and how I wanted to develop, and what things that I saw that I need to work on. And so that particular mentor helped me to identify the things that I needed to develop and to grow as not really necessarily wanting to become a manager, but as it turns out, I am now an HR manager. And so she helped me in that role, along with a couple of other women who are leaders and supervisors and managers that have given me some key things to help me to look for, classes to take, things to identify with as a manager, and to be comfortable in myself, knowing that I had it in me. I just had to get it pulled out of me and feel comfortable in that role.
Oh, that is awesome. So, Regina, you would say that it's important for mentors to be able to recognize those skills or those things that would help the mentee develop and grow. Would you agree with that?
Most definitely. I really do, because sometimes we look at ourselves, sometimes we don't see the positive. And so that mentor can identify some positive talents and gifts that through that conversation and that one-on-one and building a relationship, they can see some things in us to help us see ourselves in a different light. And so I found those mentors that I had to help me see myself in a different light, and to be able to identify with the things that will help me to be the better person that I would need to be, especially in my career.
Yes. Now, Regina, would you say that listening is important for the mentor to be able to listen to the desires of the mentee and where the mentee wants to go in his or her career?
Definitely. It's a listening skill. We have to listen. And sometimes mentee, all they want is someone just to hear them. And so we
Yes.
have to listen and then home on the things during that communication, during that conversation, that we can tailor what they can do better. So I truly believe that listening is a very important skill as a mentor. Sometimes they really don't want anyone to say anything. They just want someone to be a sounding board and just to hear what they have going on in their lives. And so a listening skill is very important.
So, Regina, I just love this conversation because I've, even growing up in my church many years ago, I had mentors throughout my church, upbringing and so forth. And I just love what you're doing in terms of your investment into our young women and so forth. And so I just applaud you for that. And so I want to also talk about when it comes down to mentoring, some other skill sets that are necessary. And we talked about the listening. And we also need to, I think, talk about mentors, being proactive to really be a blessing in the lives of the person that they are mentoring, that they really need to step up and help, and not that they're just there, but they need to add some positive value to that mentee's life. Can you kind of address that a little bit?
Yes. Well, one of the things we need to do is, and what you said is about listening to them and seeing tools and information that you can provide to your mentee to help them. So I think it's important that we don't just sit there, as you said, and just be there, but we have to be involved. I know one of the things that one of my mentors, they go to activities that their mentee has, going to their programs, being a part of events that they're involved in makes an impact on that mentee's life, because they feel like you really do care and want to be involved in what they're doing. So that's very important, being involved with that mentee, not just in our sessions, but making time for them. One of the key things that we talk about in our ministry is time. And time is to teach and motivate. Teach, inspire, motivate, and encourage. So we want to do that with our mentees. And you have to come up with many different avenues as a mentor to make that impact for that mentee and let them know that you want to be a part of their life. And sometimes it's just not through school, even after they graduate, that you still want to be a part of their life journey.
So, Regina, let me ask you now, the relationship between the parent and the mentor, there has to be like a balance, right? Between, okay, what I would do as a mentor for the child and making sure I don't overstep my bounds as a parent, in with relationship with that child and his or her parent. Can you kind of address that a little bit?
Yes. So one of the things we do, we want to make sure the parent is involved with the mentor and knowing who their mentor is, so that they know that this mentor will be a part of their life. Some of the things that we have talked about in our sessions is that mentor get to know the parents and know them. And as you said, not to overstep your bound, not to get so involved that you're telling this child what to do and things of that nature. That's not our responsibility, but we're just to encourage, to share our life experiences that we think that will help them make sound choices, and good decisions about the things that they have to do as it relates to school, even relationships and things of that nature. So we don't want to overstep our bound in the role of with that parent, because we want to make sure that we're both on the same page, and that's to care about that young lady and their well-being.
Absolutely. Now, Regina, let me ask you, because like we discussed earlier, the program has been around a few years. And so can you talk about some of the successes of girls who have come through the program and how it has impacted them?
Well, one of the things that I have noticed and that really just gives me great joy is some of the young ladies that initially come to our program, they are quiet, they're shy, they really don't want to speak, they really don't want to get involved. And then as time goes on with the activities and with our sessions and the different topics that we have, over the course of time, most of our young ladies, whatever that shyness or timid or just don't want to speak, that goes away. We have several young ladies that have, as I said before, have been presenting. They're always willing to speak on behalf of the young ladies. Some of the young ladies that have come through our program have gone off to college. And I have one particular mentee who came back to our session, and she wrote a book, a devotional book. And she presented that book, went through some of the things in the book with the young ladies. And they truly appreciated that because they could see the impact that being a part of the ministry, what it had on that particular young lady, and the fact that she's gone off to graduate from college and doing very well, and to be able to write a book. That was inspirational to our young ladies.
Oh, that is awesome. That is just so awesome, especially when you talk about people who have written a book, because, I've written a couple and I just enjoy that. But let me also ask you, you said for those who have graduated and going on to college, how do you guys maintain that relationship with the mentees that have gone on to college?
Well, some of them I do stay in touch with because I want to keep that connection. Because sometimes I want to have them share and come back and give their, we've had them come back and talk about college life, because we do have young ladies that are going off to college. So I want to stay connected with them so that they can come back and share their life experience, especially with college. And then after graduating from college, to be able to share where they are now and to talk about being a part of the ministry and what how the ministry influenced them in their future endeavors and things of that nature. So I do try to stay in contact with most of the mentees have come through this program.
That is wonderful. So let me ask you, Regina, what are some of the things that you guys have on your plate for what you want to do in the upcoming year?
So one of the things we want to do is a career day. We're planning to have different ones with different backgrounds to come and share how they made that decision about that particular career. That's one of the things that we're planning and want to work with our young ladies. Also, we have done in the past an entrepreneurship program. And so we want to do that again for our young ladies and create leadership and explore how to have their own business and know that they can have their own business in the future. But we need to start now to present to them, let them know these are some things that you can do, and give them some ideas on how to start their own business.
Oh, that is wonderful. Now, let me ask, in regards to that, are you guys looking at potentially partnering with other churches that may have similar ministries or programs?
Yes, we have done that just recently. We did partner with another youth ministry to collaborate on some things, so that we think it's so important to collaborate with other ministries, because we can grow from them. We can learn from them. We can learn from each other. So yes, so we do reach out to other churches to let them know about what we're doing in our ministry. And then we share our stories and use that information to help out with our young ladies as well.
Oh, that is just so awesome. This is such a dynamic program. So how can people get involved? How can other kids, young people get involved?
For those who are interested, we have a Instagram, which you can reach us at YWP_12. And then we have you can send us an email at YWP13@yahoo.com. And you can reach us that way. Or I have my own personal email if someone wants to reach me that way, which is rparks0113@gmail.com. So those are a couple of avenues that others who want to be a part of the ministry or want to get some more information about who we are and what we do, those are the ways that they can reach us.
Oh, Regina, this has been such an amazing program today. I just want to thank you for taking the time out of your very busy schedule to participate and just to let us know about this amazing program. And I want to thank you for watching Leadership Table Talk. I hope that you've been inspired by our guest today to become a positive influence or mentor in the life of a young person looking for hope. They are our future. I want to say that again. They are our future. Again, thank you for watching. This is Dr. Mary Gillam, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye for today.